Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, this is our ongoing meditation session. Be comfortable yourself and relax your body. So once we get connected with our other network, we're ready to start the session for today. Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. And keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line, and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, in these ongoing meditation sessions, we mainly try to share some basic informations with you to develop a very clear practice for yourself, by yourself. So when it comes to practice, it is important for yourself to know what to practice and how to practice. So before we get into that, you have to remember, you should know why you have to practice. So according to why, how and what going to change. So then always yourself have the clarity inside you. Person to person, maybe the reason can be different. But still, if you look for the growth, if you look for the development, if you look for the change, if you look for your higher purpose, if you want to become more better person, it is very important to practice this. Why? Because this practice based with the mind. So the mind is the forerunner. Mind is the foundation for this everything. But most of time we neglected our mind. We forget our mind. We mostly interfere with this outside world, and we mostly engage with this material things, and then we go behind the world and we forget about the mind. But end of the day, even to deal with the material world, even to deal with this physical world, you need the very clear, sharp, strong mind. But what happens most of time, when we forget our mind, when we don't put attention to ourselves, knowingly or unknowingly, by the time, so mind start to get entangled with the emotions. So the emotions, nothing wrong with emotions, because that is the very basic nourishment of our life, emotions. But the thing is, if the mind start to get tangled with the emotions, you may keep maintaining that emotions, but you can't grow. Your emotions is kind of like become like a shell and not allow you to be open. So then when you try to be open, sometimes it is very difficult for you. So the emotions itself not going to come and hold you. It send you something. So that sending agent is called the fear. So just imagine, when the mind get tangled with so much emotions, when you try to become new, or when you try to go beyond the line, when you try to go beyond your comfort zone, what happens? The fear arises. Once the fear arises, you surrender to it. We mostly listen to our fear. We mostly accept the fear. But yourself, you have to remember, if you don't push yourself, go beyond the fear, no one going to do it for you. So then don't afraid for your life. So when it comes to that, how you develop this ability in you? Because just telling, oh, don't afraid for things is easy sometimes, but when the things arise, when the situations come to us, we get a kind of like the pre-sauna. We get heat. So then you have to have some kind of skills. You have to have some kind of wisdom to deal with this world and deal with this mind. So for that, you have a very golden opportunity. We all have that golden opportunity. What is the golden opportunity? Golden opportunity means you have this moment. So your past or the future, that all happening in this very moment. So that moment by moment, maybe even tomorrow, day after tomorrow, even in the past, that what you experience all in that present moment. So every day you have that until you die. So then remember to get tuned to that and know whatever happening in you and whatever that struggle or the drama or the difficulty come to your mind. It's come in the present moment, maybe regarding the past or the future. So then even don't get tangled with that, whatever the situation that you're going to face. Back up from it and see the very experience and how the mind try to deal with that. When you look into that, you will see your all past experience help for you to experience that moment. So then the bringing that past to the present, you cannot change your future. So then what you need to do? You always have to remember to stand, accept yourself as a new person for this moment, right now, right here. And from that newness, you have to look forward. So that is where your growth going to happen. Your newness going to happen. That is where deeply that your creativity going to bring something out of you. Otherwise, you can keep repeating life. But most of the time, we don't have such a ability or such a intention to be new. We don't have that kind of like intention to grow. We all think about the future. Nothing wrong thinking about future. Everybody think. Everybody go towards something. Without anything, any imagination regarding the future, we can't live. But the thing is, you have to be very clear that whatever the future that you look for, allow you to grow. Look at the Buddha himself. And before he became a Buddha, and he had the intention to become a Buddha, he had a structure. He never kind of like look here and there. He not just kind of like keep walking. No, he left the palace. He went to the best teachers, universities, and studied. And he had all the opportunity, but he moved forward without getting stuck with that anything. For the moment that even though it was the most successful achievement, but he knew this is not what he wanted. So then from his own success, he withdrew and moved forward. So can you do that? Very basic principle. Look at yourself. And maybe you are thinking about go for a walk. It's nice weather, beautiful park, and maybe you walk. So your intention was keep walking at least half an hour or 45 minutes. You go one round, and then you found a bench. You found a seat. Nice view. So comfortable. And you sit there. It's nothing wrong that you sit there, but the thing is, what happens? You sit there and then you forget that your major intention. And then you start to enjoy, and then you forget walking. So this you can see in your life in many things that you slowly dropping your intentions. So that's why you have to be very clear. Not about, oh, I want to be like this, like that. No. You have to have the intention towards the seeing the truth. Towards that you go to gain the wisdom. Anyhow, in any ways, you go to the very bottom level of truth. So that's where you can find this. So then you're going to see many doors going to open to you to access to that. So otherwise, just sitting for a moment and 5 minutes, 10 minutes, just yourself, you maintaining your life, it's not going to give you any kind of success. So because this enlightenment itself means the journey that you go through this all up and down in your life. So then have yourself very clear intention, not to achieve I want to be like that. No, not you try to put you somewhere. No. You try to change yourself and you try to gain the wisdom to yourself and you try to liberate from that all the things that you carry in your mind. That is where you have to focus. Because if you think this is the very wrong misunderstanding that we have, I am, this model, that myself, that whatever I think, I do, I believe, this model, I don't try to touch it. I don't want to change that. This person, I want to keep in a more higher place. It's not going to happen like that. Like you person, if you go to heaven, what will happen? You can't recognize even it is heaven. Because sometimes you can't recognize the very nature around us. And you can't sometimes recognize the very value of something around us. We can't even, as human beings, we can't recognize the very value of being human. So then how when we go to heaven, what is the ability that we have that we can recognize something? So that's why without changing yourself, don't try to achieve to something. So if you want to achieve to something, the very first thing, you have to be qualified for that. So the Nibbana is something like that. You transform yourself, you change your ignorance to wisdom. So that is a journey. So then every day you have to work for you. So otherwise, because we keep feeding, we keep work for our body, for our material things, but entire world, we have so much food, even though there are some people hungry. But more than this physical food, entire world go through mental starvation. Mentally, everybody hungry. Just imagine. How about that? So that mental starvation, what happens? It makes you kind of like an unhappy person. Sad, worried, disappointed person. So then, that starvation create a kind of like a negativity inside us. That negativity takes us to create boundaries. It separates us. Very simple example, like when you get mad, angry, like imagine the person very close to you. But if you get mad, angry, you shout. Why you do this? You shout. Why you can't? Just imagine if you can try it when you get angry. If the person is very close to you and talk slowly. Why you do this? Why you do this like this? So like that, because the person is very close. Because that person, if hear that whatever you say, then it is enough. But why you shout? Because that very nature of this negativity, it's separate. It's kind of like even though that person exists in front of us, our mind can't get it. We think it's kind of like far away. And we shout. Just imagine you are in love with somebody. Even that person not close to you, that person a little far away from, in the very busy place, maybe with many other people. But when you look at that person, just by seeing that person, it brings the connection. The very good example for that, the movie Titanic, the guy, the very first time when he saw that girl, he saw is far away, and he start to keep chasing that girl. So like that, and the other person can understand it. See that even that person is far away and cannot hear you, cannot touch you, but is still just seeing that person, it brings the connection. So you allow compassion, empathy, generosity, have that kind of power to connect. But the anger, hatred, jealousy, negativity create separation, boundaries, borders, barriers. So like that. And we have to think about how this human mind work. It is because it is not new. That there is a story that there is some monk, his name is Venerable Sivali. And during Buddha's time, he used to receive these material physical things more than the Buddha. He has done a lot of meritorious activities. But what happens, one time he was a king and he was fighting with another country, and he was trying to get that country. And with his mother's advice, what he did, he shut down all the roads and all the facilities, whatever come to that country, and allow that country to suffer with this starvation, and not allow anything to come to that country. Food, water is kind of like that. In this Buddhist history, in our literature, regarding that enlightened master, this Venerable Sivali, his life story, he did like that. So, and yesterday I was watching this, this Israel and Palestine, this situation, and then what now they do? They, this Israel's, they are shut down that all the access, that whatever come to the Palestine, that Gaza, and they don't allow anything to come. So look that, we live in 2023, and they shut down the water, food, electricity, and everything. They're all the very basic necessary things. And all that food truck came from Egypt, and they shut down everything. And they told, don't come. So it's like, that's why we don't understand the very basic nature of this human life. Because when we become angry, when we become mad, of course there are reasons to get mad, but when we get mad, if we do the same thing, where are this going to end? It's not going to end. So that's why it happened to us also, like as a husband, wife, children, parents. Imagine when you get mad with the husband or the wife, maybe you are the wife, you don't cook. Allow that person to stay hungry. If you get mad about your children, sometimes you don't give anything, whatever they ask. This is the very need. Because what I want to tell, when your mind get hunger, When the mind have the starvation, it creates some kind of negativity. That negativity push you to separate. That is what the basic principle you have to understand. It can happen basically for yourself, basically for your family, for your village, for your city, for your state, for your country. It can happen to the world. This is not new. This is the very behavior of us. So then what we need to do, rather than keep doing that, keep maintaining that behavior, we have to bring some newness to us. So when we bring that newness, we have to add to that action our compassion, loving kindness, generosity. So that is where we can find a path to move forward. Otherwise, we keep going the same thing. There is no change. So then always remember yourself, when it comes to practice, especially practice meditation, that your mind need to transform, not to just keep doing things. It calls secular ethics. It's a way of life. You have to just blend, not to hold it with your previous, or not to compare to the something and come to decisions. It's very easy. That is what we keep doing. If somebody blames to us, then later we hold it to that and compare to that, then we're going to react to that person. If somebody used to be nice to us and hold it to that position, and then tomorrow we're going to react to that person with the happy mind, happy mood. So we always reasoning, we always kind of like comparing to our past, and then we bring the activities through the present moment towards the future. Then that is where we're developing the same circle. But when it comes to meditation, always remember, secular ethics means you open to the moment without becoming biased to your emotions or your past experience or your culture, tradition, believing system, following system, or kind of like that. Even whatever you learn like that. You become a very basic person for the moment with the very clear mind, without any greed, hatred, and the delusion. You use your maximum skill to be in the present moment and give your best for the outside with your bodily, verbally, mentally action, with the loving kindness, compassion, generosity, and wisdom. So that is the only way that you can transform the world or yourself, the world, to a more better place. Even for yourself, to more better tomorrow. For yourself, more better future. So meditation gives that ability for you. So then when you practice what you need to do, remember, this is the technique that you have to learn. It is very important to know when you sit for meditation, you can apply to your day-to-day life. When you sit for meditation, so you don't have a backup plan regarding your liberation or your nibbana. Ekayano ayammago. This is the only way. For that, to take that way, you have to have the faith. You have to have the conviction, trust. Observe inhalation, exhalation knowingly. This is the only way. So you don't keep to second chance. And this is the only time. Not, I just practiced this little poor moment tomorrow, or maybe day after tomorrow, or maybe I am planning to go for a vacation, or maybe I will go for a retreat place where maybe within another 3-4 months, and then I will do there. No. You think this is the last moment. And then you bring your best. You don't do half to you. You do it for the best of you. And you keep yourself to the edge, not kind of like you can reverse, you can back up. No, this is the edge of your life. This is the edge of this practice. You keep yourself to the edge. And then you sit and then you practice, then you watch moment by moment, moment by moment. That momentum create a kind of like a flow. Tune yourself to a higher frequency, which you never had in your life. Getting to that frequency is a kind of like a technique that you have to develop in you. It's a kind of like because it comes only by practice. So you can do that. It is in you. So then especially always remember. So then in day-to-day life, whatever you do, bring it as an attitude to yourself. Whenever you do something, you don't do it thinking about a backup plan. You think that is it. You don't think it is you have a second chance. And you don't hold anything to you. You keep yourself to the edge. And then you don't hold anything and you give your best. So whatever you do, you go to the bathroom, you wash yourself, and you eat, you cook, you make a cup of tea or coffee. And so you go out, you wear yourself, you do something, you clean. So whatever you do, you bring that to yourself. And then you will see it slowly start to shift you to a different level. Otherwise, you always thinking about something, dreaming about something, complaining about something, always in your mind, this rumination, this always go like this crazy thing. So then that way, you cannot get the right result. So this is it. It is not a magic. It is there. Only thing is you have to remember, you have to understand it. You have to practice that little by. So then that all you can do only in the present moment. So you are sharpening, you brush up in the moment, again and again, again and again. So remember that four qualities when you come to practice. And then in the meditation, you can evaluate it and you can check it and you can more brush up it and see how the technique work. And then you apply it to day-to-day life. So you don't keep it you don't look for a second chance. You don't have a backup plan and you keep yourself to the edge and you give your best. So in that way, whatever your present moment, going to become more clear, more sharp, strong, balanced, and it will help you to grow whatever the situation around you. And in that way, that growth, if you can maintain little by little, little by little, that journey itself take you to liberation. That liberation take you to Nibbana. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left and neck head straight in one line and be comfortable with your posture. So bring attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say so patveva, oh may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalation. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. When it happens through the sensation, recognize it. Do nothing extra. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as the light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. Your backside. Your left side. And your right side. Downward. And upward. To all six directions at once. Like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest, wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. Also, by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ettavata chamni sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Maya Dhamma Nudhamma Patipattiya Buddham Pujemi Dhammam Pujemi Sangham Pujemi Attaya Imaya Patipattiya Jati Jara Vyadi Maranam Paribunjiswami Idamme Punya Kammang Asavakkaya Vahang Hotu Sabba Dukkha Pamunchatu. Bless you.